Thanks. Anthony van der Elst. My iPhone was made in China. I wonder if you'd take the opportunity to counter the fashionable criticism of trading with third world countries and financing businesses in those countries where wages are way below what first world would consider to be adequate living wage. And you might, at the same time, perhaps talk about child labor in the 19th century.
Yes, absolutely. So let me just correct you, because your iPhone was not made in China. It turns out your iPhone was made in about 40 to 60 different countries. If you actually look at the different components, where they came from, where they were produced, how they were integrated, and the amazing supply chain that brought them all together, to an assembly plant in China where they happened to put everything together. But it was made in all those 40 countries. And in all those 40 countries, what the iPhone has done is created jobs. Jobs where jobs did not exist before. We're not talking about these Chinese laborers having a cushy middle-class lives and having wonderful jobs, and then Apple came in and destroyed all those jobs, and now they have to work for, I don't know, $3, $5, $10 a day, right? No. These are Chinese who worked in the fields, who were starving. Don't forget, in the 1960s, 60 million Chinese died of starvation. These are Chinese who come from the outskirts of China, from the rural areas of China where they have nothing. And they come and work, and they work hard. And from the wages that they get, not only do they feed and house themselves, but they send money back to their family in those rural areas. And they learn a skill, and they get better at the skill, and they become more and more productive, and their wages rise. And in Asia, in China, we have seen the creation of a middle class that is more than 500 million people strong. If you've ever been to China, it's stunning. Stunning what's going on. But you can't get to middle classhood unless you have a job. And when you're not very productive, you're not going to get a lot of wages. That's why children didn't make a lot of money, right? So you have to start somewhere. And you have to start in most of these countries with child labor, because what's the alternative for the children? It's starvation. I mean, we can sit here in Europe, right, in our cushy middle class, lifestyles, and complain about children in China. But the alternative for those children is death. So they're working. Not so much in China, but in Indonesia and other places, right? And as their parents get rich, what happens to those children? They take them out of the workforce and put them in schools. That's what happened in this country. It wasn't child labor laws that got rid of child labor. It was the wealth of parents that got rid of child labor. And it was the fact, how many of you manage people? Imagine managing a group of 12-year-olds. Not fun. Not very productive. Children are not very productive. So it's the fact that those children were replaced by machines, by more productivity, that eliminated child labor, right? It wasn't, the laws came after. The laws, once the child labor was gone, the laws came about. So I'm a huge fan of labor in China and Indonesia and sweatshops, and any opportunity you can give people to have a job that is better than what they have right now, that improves their lives. I'm all for that.